said, here's what our investigation found. Now it's up to the people at the Justice Department, especially Attorney General Lynch, to decide whether a case should be brought or not. That's actually true. It's not the FBI who makes that decision. But then he gilded that lily by saying, and by the way, there's no rational prosecutor who could disagree with me, when I actually think there's a lot of reasonable prosecutors, myself included among them, who profoundly disagree with him.
Yeah. Andy, let me ask you quickly, when it comes to James Comey, you talked about your personal relationship, and there's been a lot of people, Republicans especially, who have defended him under this administration. Right? Do you think he ultimately succumbed to political pressure that the Obama administration, is that what this is about? Because it was a bizarre statement, to say the least, from someone that people had a lot of trust in, that they thought would do the right thing, that may make a recommendation that may ultimately be ignored by the Obama administration. But it's like he was reading out the script of what he wanted to say himself, but then wouldn't go the next step, and you wonder if that's because of internal pressures, I'll say.
Well, look, I'm not in a position to read his mind about why he did what he did. I would point out, even though let me preface this by saying, I think the FBI's job is to find the facts and apply them to the law.
Right.
Or apply the law to them. And if there are enough facts to prosecute, you prosecute. This could have been handled a number of different ways, but one of the ways would have been to privately make a recommendation to the Justice Department, which means the FBI's case would never have seen the light of day. The one good thing about the way he's done this, even though I don't agree with the result, is we now have a real expansive outline of what the FBI found, and the American people can evaluate that when they decide in November who should be the next president of the United States, and do they want to let such a person have that kind of power.
And do you think the statute was rewritten here, that James Comey basically had to rewrite the statute to not bring a case?
Yeah, I not only think that, Jay, I think, as you know, better than I do, because you do a lot of this heavy lifting, federal prosecutors and other lawyers throughout this country at every level of the federal courts tell judges every single day that they're not at liberty to rewrite Congress's statutes, that they have to, their job is to apply the law as it's written. And I don't really see that what the Justice Department and the FBI have done here is any different from what we tell judges not to do.
Andy McCarthy, what's the best place for people? By the way, Andy McCarthy's writings, I think, are some of the best out there, not just on National Review, I mean generally. Very articulate, very well put together, very coherent arguments. Where's the best place for people to get information, Andy?
My website, Jay, is andrewcmccarthy.com, and I also write regularly at National Review and PJ Media, and my books are at Encounter Books. They all have websites.
Great. We'll make sure people get that. Thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Jay.
All righty. Do you want to take another? I think we can take a call.
Yeah, let's grab a call. Let's go to Gordon, calling in from Florida on line 1. Gordon, welcome to JSEKULOW Live.
Counselor, thank you. How are you guys today? Good. Just wanted to, my 9th edition Black's Law Dictionary, on page 1134, under criminal negligence, uses the exact term of art, extremely careless.
Right.
Now, the definition of criminal negligence is gross negligence on steroids.
Right.
So, would you both agree, Jay? I'm going to take the opposing opinion. Would you both agree that that speech was written and reviewed by several people prior to him?
You know, he denies it. I'm with you. He denies it. I find it hard to believe it wasn't. It was well calculated. And why in the world they put in the phrase extreme carelessness? It's Gordon, honestly, it's unfathomable.
Not have known. I'm just a paralegal, for God's sakes. And he could not have known that people like myself weren't going to research the term extreme carelessness.
Yeah, that goes back to my point I think Andy McCarthy was making, is that it seems like James Comey was in a bind. We're going to know a lot more tomorrow when he has to testify and answer these questions directly, Gordon, because people like you who are trained in the legal profession, all of us as attorneys, Andy McCarthy as attorney, you see the terms he used, and those are all terms that if you look up, by the way, these are all criminal acts, so if you did this, you should be prosecuted. We will find out tomorrow why he made that statement and ultimately said, but no prosecutor would bring this charge. By the way, the government brings prosecutions. They don't always win. Of course not. And especially these high-profile situations.
Go after the soldier for much less of a crime.